call this meeting to order. Thank you everybody for being here. Molly, would you please do roll call?
Yes. Mr. Harding.
Here.
Mr. Hendon.
Here.
Ms. Redden.
Here.
Ms. Reynolds.
Here.
Thank you.
Wonderful. We're just going to move right into it. So we're going to start, I believe, with the director's report. And Kathy will be delivering that.
Yes, Paula sends her condolences. She's not feeling well, but we'll just go on with the report. So for recognition and staff development, our 2024 year in review, once again, our staff and library received recognition for excellence, reinforcing our commitment to a healthy culture. This included the Cincinnati Design Awards, chosen by a panel of local and national judges, honored our library with 3 awards, 2 for the main branch and 1 for Forest Park. Interior Architecture Honor Award for Main Library, Champlin and G4. Experiential Graphics Honor Award for our Main Library Musical History Stair, Champlin and G4. And Large Scale Architecture Highest Award for the Forest Park Library, SHP. Our second staff cohort of staff members began classes toward the new Public Service Leadership Certificate Program in partnership with Cincinnati State. Completion of this program offers paths to management positions at CHPL as an alternative to the traditional master's degree in library and information science. Our annual statistical highlights, our wide variety of resources and services reinforce our reliable and useful resource strategic priorities, and these include 4,155,258 visits to our locations. That's 500,000 more than during the previous year of 2023. We reached 5 million downloads through Libby, which is our ebook app, the highest number among Ohio's non-consortium library and one of 7 libraries to reach this mark. We accommodated more than 69,000 meeting and study room reservations, faxed and scanned 489,149 documents or pages for our customers, all for free of charge. We registered 715 community members to vote. During our summer reading program, we distributed more than 35,000 free books. Our collaborative tax preparation at our library served more than 1,200 filers, saving them $300,000 in filing fees and helping to claim more than $1 million in refunds. Our services increased 24% over 2023. And then in 2024, the library provided 97,242 meals and snacks for youth through the federally funded meal program. In addition, staff distributed supplemental snacks for youth outside of the meal service, thanks to the generous support from the Library Foundation. In development, our development office set a high bar for success in the limitless learning strategic priority last year, including the 2024 Mary S. Stern Lecture delivered by David Gran. Mr. Gran discussed his book, Killers of the Flower Moon, which documents one of the most sinister crimes and injustices in American history perpetuated against the Osage Indian Nation in Oklahoma. This was described in the New York Times as riveting. This work has been adapted into a major motion picture. Special thanks to Dr. Peter and Sandy Stern and the Stern Lecture Committee, as their generous donation and hard work are what make this event possible. Our facilities master plan update. We continued to make progress on our facility master plan with a focus on creating welcoming spaces. In 2024, we opened the renovated Hyde Park branch, renovated our main library, the new Forest Park, and right here, our own Mount Healthy branch. We have several projects currently in progress, including the Cheviot branch, which is in construction, Sims Township in design, Miami Township, Avondale, and Delhi, which we are in planning stages. Mount Washington, Oakley, and Marymount are in design for significant refreshes and renovation. These are in addition to the 19 projects that we've already completed since the implementation of the FMP in 2019. And finally, a thank you. I want to take a moment to once again offer my personal thanks to our trustees. It's from Paula, but I think from all of us. Thank you to 2024 Board President Gregory W. Olson for his support and assistance. My deepest appreciation to our amazing supportive community. And of course, to our staff members who provide the heart and soul of our great organization. We have a state budget update. Governor DeWine released his budget proposal on February 3rd. The proposal includes an increase to the Public Library Fund, the PLF, percentage of the General Revenue Fund, GRF, moving from 1.7 to 1.75 in fiscal year 26 and fiscal year 27. More information will be available once the actual budget bill is formally introduced in the Ohio House and the legislative language is analyzed. The Office of Budget and Management has made the following PLF projections. For 2025, $530 million, 2026, $531.7 million, and 2027, $549.1 million. PLF distributions for fiscal year 2019 through fiscal year 2024 to date are noted below in this chart, and we receive approximately 10%. During his budget press conference, Governor DeWine stated, "One of the most impactful things we can do to put our kids on the best trajectory for success is to put books in the hands and introduce them to the wonders of reading. Reading is simply the key to everything. It's the key to success in school, and it's the key to success in life." Paula and the rest of us vigorously agree with the governor. Public libraries like CHPL are clearly an integral part of the reading ecosystem and essential to helping all Ohioans achieve their potential in life, as the governor emphasized. Professional development and conference activity. March 5th through 7th, Paula will be attending a Public Library Leaders Directors Advisory Board meeting in Phoenix, Arizona. This invitation-only board brings together library thought leaders with the goal of improving and advancing public libraries in current and future endeavors, and to inform longtime library vendor and partner, EBSCO, in understanding how best to support the library community, navigate challenges, and make informed decisions. March 12th through 13th, Paula will be attending the Innovative Directors Day Summit in Denver, Colorado. Innovative is part of the Clarivet Library Software Group and the vendor for our library, ILS. They have invited a select group of library directors to take a deep dive into strategies to support their library partners' success, including understanding challenges and the anticipated impact of the upcoming revised federal accessibility standards, as well as exploring the cost challenges related to ebook pricing and budgets, and possible actionable ways to bend that cost curve. Next up, we have an action item, our Conservation and Preservation Lab update. As noted in the Director's December 2024 Board Report, the MOU and service agreement for our partnership with the University of Cincinnati in support of the Conservation Preservation Lab has been updated and is in effect following final review by both organizations and workflow evaluation. The MOU was included in the December's report, and it is attached as Exhibit 1 to this report, along with the verification of signature from both organizations for reference. We request that the board formally approve the updated MOU and service agreement.
I move we accept that agreement.
Okay, Mr. Harding,
Yes.
Mr. Hendon,
Aye.
Ms. Redden,
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, back to you, Mr. Harding.
Okay, thank you. And I didn't make my introduction, so I'll take a point of personal privilege just to say, first of all, Happy New Year. Glad to be back in the new year with the board, and thank you to our wonderful staff who helped carry out a wonderful year last year. I know we've got a lot cut out for the board this next year. We're looking at the next state budget ask, obviously, as was mentioned. So we'll be looking at hosting our legislative breakfast here upcoming soon, and I'm sure making some trips up to Columbus. So thank you all to those who will be a part of those discussions and will be making those efforts. And I know as a part of our annual review, I think it's important to kind of spotlight the things that we as trustees have talked about, what we hope to see in this new year. First and foremost, continuing to work towards being a workplace of choice. And I know there's been some different programs that we're trying to get off the ground, and thank you to Kyla and our HR department for looking at, we're looking at a wellness program, we're looking at market rate adjustments for our employees, things that we have all asked for as a board, and very excited to see those things kind of come along. So thank you for that. And of course, continuing to work on our FMP, continuing to do the necessary maintenance and upgrades to our branches. And obviously, continuing to carry forward the quality level of library service our customers expect. So I want to thank everybody in this room and throughout our system for being a part of those efforts. And lastly, we've talked about how do we kind of expand partnerships. So I know there's been some talk about reaching out to the small business community, trying to expand our service offerings, or at least let them know how we can be better partners. So looking forward to all those things, and just looking forward to a good, productive year. So thank you for that. And with that, I will move right into our next report, which will be delivered by Ms. Redden. I will deliver the FFAC report.
Thank you, Mr. Harding. So this report is from the Facilities and Finance and Audit Committee. The Facilities and Finance and Audit Committee met on January 28, 2025 at the main library. Committee Chair Diane Cunningham Redden, committee members Mr. Gregory W. Olson and Ms. Colleen M. Reynolds were in attendance, along with Board President Mr. Christopher A. Harding. Staff members Paula Bremheger and Molly DeFossi were also in attendance. It is the recommendation of the committee that the board take the following action. Property acquisition, 1609 West North Bend Road. Based on the expiration of the letter intent and given the proposed amendment modifications to the previously agreed upon terms, which lack alignment with standard practices of a publicly funded organization, authorize pausing on any further discussions on the property located at 1609 West North Bend Road. At the December 2024 meeting, the board approved the purchase of the property located at 1609 West North Bend Road in accordance with the signed letter of intent from Main on Main LLC, affiliated with College Hill CURC, on October 28, 2024, which included a deadline to execute the purchase sale agreement by January 9, 2025. The draft purchase sale agreement was submitted to the seller on December 16, 2024. An edited draft of the purchase agreement was returned to the library by the seller on January 17, 2025, with the following modifications to the terms previously agreed upon in the LOI. Additional language regarding the as-is condition of the property, changing the title company from the library's preferred Queen City Title Company. The library has traditionally used this firm on the recommendation of the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office to Safe Title Agency, Inc. Modifying the deed from general warranty deed to limited warranty deed. Reduce the inspection period from the requested 90 days to 30 days. Increase the time frame for the seller to turn over pertinent inspection documents to the library from 5 days to 7 days and deem those items confidential. Add language that, quote, that once closing occurs, each party shall have deemed to have waived and released the other party from any defaults or other failure to perform its obligations under the agreement, end quote. Add language that, quote, all such representation and warranties are limited to the direct knowledge of the seller, without any further duty or obligation to investigate the issue with respect to the representation or warranty is being, end quote. In addition, they have added the following terms. Renovation commitment. Buyer agrees to complete renovations and be operational within 12 months of the closing date. Renovation delays caused by external factors beyond buyer's reasonable control, such as natural disasters, acts of God, government-imposed restrictions, or supply chain disruptions, shall not constitute a breach of this agreement, provided buyer promptly notifies seller in writing and takes reasonable steps to mitigate such delays. Penalty for noncompliance. In the event buyer fails to comply with the agreed renovation timeline, buyer shall pay seller a penalty of $6,000 per month until compliance is achieved. Right of first refusal. In the event buyer intends to sell, transfer, or otherwise dispose of this property, seller shall have the right of first refusal to purchase the property at a price equivalent to the third-party offer, or 80% of the appraised value of the property, whichever price is less. Progress reporting. Buyer shall provide quarterly progress reports to seller detailing the status of renovations, including timelines and any potential delays. Seller reserves the right to request inspections to verify progress. Restricted use or conditional deed. Buyer agrees to utilize the property solely for purposes consistent with community education or library objectives. Any deviation from this use must be approved in writing by the seller. Memorandum of agreement recording. A memorandum of this purchase agreement, including the right of first refusal and renovation commitment clauses, shall be recorded with the county recorder's office to ensure forcibility and public notice.
Sounds to me like their attorney is trying to make a name for himself. They've hired some attorney who has no experience in sale of property, and he just went on his own.
I don't disagree, or property to a public entity. So, as you all know here, when we, as a public entity using tax dollars, purchase property, it has certain restrictions that they were asking for that we cannot
Right.
do, including the closing agency, and the prosecutor's office says no, and that's a no. It's disappointing, very disappointing.
So where do we go from here? Anybody know?
We're not buying the property unless they come back with some other term. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
look for a
know.
new site.
What?
Look for a new site.
Right, we'll move on.
And I think the important part for the community, I mean, we've been there since, what, 1914?
1914.
We're not going anywhere. but
Right.
Certainly want to, we will look and take another stab at it hopefully in the future. But
Right.
it's important that we kind of put this out to the public just to let folks know what our intentions are and what the status is. So thank you
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marymount right-of-way acquisition. Authorize the Eva Jane Remain-Coombe Director to execute any necessary documents related to right-of-way acquisition at the Marymount branch subsequent to satisfactory legal review. All items will be reported to the board upon completion. The library has been notified by an agent on behalf of the Great Parks of Hamilton County who is working with ODOT to acquire property for the Marymount Connector Project. Ongoing maintenance, Corryville. The project is now complete. Yay! There are a few items, the punch list, that has received credit for in the final change order that will be completing. Confirm the following change orders that modify the Corryville Branch Maintenance Project, GMP for Pepper Construction. You can see the chart. It's about regular, 7,000, I guess, extra. 2025 Resources and Appropriations Update. Confirm the modifications of an updated PLF estimate for 2025 of $50,406,974, which is $724,863 greater than reported at the December 2024 meeting. The overall estimated general fund resources of $105,750 remain the same. Authorized to transfer funds. Authorized transfer of funds, $25 million included in the 2025 appropriations to be transferred from the general fund to the building repair fund during the year as cash flow permits as determined by the Chief Finance and Facilities Officer. Could I get a motion and a second,
I
please?
move we accept that report.
Second.
Thank you.
Mr. Harding?
Yes.
Mr. Hendon?
Yes.
Ms. Redden?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
The rest is information only. Main Library Project Update. The equipment for the chiller and cooling tower replacement project is in the process of being ordered. We continue to receive the paperwork associated with the main library renovations. We are working with Champlin Architecture on facade concepts to refresh the 9th Street exterior and provide a clear design connection between the two buildings. The public art on the South Plaza has had intermittent issues with the lights flickering. The artist has identified the root cause and will have a representative on site in February to make the necessary modifications to the columns in hope of eliminating the problem. Cheviot Branch Accessibility, Maintenance, and Renovation. The electrical work is complete and the restoration of permanent power is in process. Once it is complete, the elevator installation will begin. The roof is being framed on the addition and tied into the existing building. The interior finish work should begin in February, and all of the furniture and shelving will be ordered by the end of January. The contracted substantial completion date for the construction is mid-April 2025. Sims Township Branch renovations and addition. The permitting is complete so that earthwork and grading can begin. The demolition is complete and all the debris has been removed from the site. The project is on schedule. Everybody likes to hear that. We intend to complete the design of the children's play element by mid-February. Avondale branch maintenance and renovation. We have completed the conceptual planning, and the architect is working on construction documents. In addition, we are completing the environmental testing. We are coordinating community engagement for later this winter with the intent to begin the project this summer. At this time, we don't have a viable temporary space, and we'll continue to explore options as well as maintaining service at the branch during most of the construction as we are able. 2025 branch maintenance, Mount Washington Branch, Marymount, and Oakley. We have identified the scope for which these branches are working with branch staff to develop the interior programming. We hope to have construction plans over the next few months, and will schedule community engagement sessions when the timelines are firm. At Mount Washington, the roof, HVAC, ceiling, and flooring will be replaced, the electric and lighting will be updated, and the branch will have finish and furniture refreshes with hopes of incorporating a meeting space and a maker area. At Oakley, the HVAC will be replaced and lighting will be updated, and the branch will refresh with some new operational updates. At Marymount, the HVAC and ceiling will be replaced, with the electric and lighting being upgraded. We are hoping to incorporate a meeting space, improve operation efficiency, and a branch refresh. 2024 parking lot repair and replacements. The work on the parking lots is wrapping up, with the exception of Sharonville, which has been deferred until the weather warms up. Allocation of tax savings to partners on construction projects. Ohio Revised Code Section 9.239 states that a person who is primarily responsible for designing energy-efficient commercial building property installed in a public building may seek allocation of any deduction allowed under 179D of the Internal Revenue Code in connection with that installment by submitting a written request to the public entity that owns the building and the tax commissioner. Within 15 days of receiving such a request, the public entity shall respond and, if merited, formally allocate the deduction as required under that section and any associated rules or guidance of the Internal Revenue Service or of the United States Department of Treasury. That public entity will send the commissioner a copy of the response, and if applicable, the document or documents formally allocating the deduction. If a public entity does not respond within 50 days of receiving a request, the entity shall be considered to have approved the request. The commissioner shall provide that person that submitted the request with any documentation necessary to formally allocate the deduction. Our previous experience with this section prior to being updated in 2021 with the above language required intentional action from the library, and our previous boards took a conservative approach. SHP has requested the deduction, approximately $2 per square foot, for both the Forest Park branch and the Mount Healthy branch projects. The library was not aware of the 15-day requirement, so SHP has moved forward with claiming the credit. We have verified the code interpretation with our attorney. Delhi branch replacement planning. The library has continued working with our partners on options for the Delhi branch in accordance with the original FMP timeline of 2026 to 2027 implementation. We will include township officials and the community as options develop. We are working with SHP to develop the content for an engagement session to take place during the first quarter. 2024 year-end summary. The table below represents the final 2024 available fund balances as were reported to the county in January 2025. The variances from the December 2024 report are the result of overall favorable actual activity as compared to the estimates. See the charts. I'm not reading those numbers. Turning it over to you, Mr. Harding.
Appreciate it. Now I'll turn things over to Ms. Reynolds for the HR committee report.
I think we're in
Right?
development.
Do we
Oh,
skip
development,
development?
excuse me. Mr. Hendon.
All right, this is a report from the Development Committee from Stacy Dennison, Development Director. Acquisition of art objects recommended. We're recommending acceptance of the donation of the original stars of the first four inductees to the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame: Otis Williams, the Isley Brothers, Dr. Charles Fold, and Bootsy Collins. Each star is approximately 37 inches by 33 inches by 24. First discussed in December Director's Report. We're working with representatives from CVG Airport, where the stars are currently housed, to finalize logistics for transportation stars in Main Library. I need a recommendation or a motion to accept the artwork.
I make a motion to accept.
I second.
Mr. Harding?
Yes.
Mr. Hendon?
Yes.
Ms. Redden?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
All right, now for items, information items only, Development Office. Library was a grateful recipient of significant gifts from the estate of Frank J. Dunny. During his life, Mr. Dunny loved the library and often walked from his home in Price Hill to the downtown branch. Denny was an avid reader and always felt welcome at the library. Now, from the Library Foundation, the Foundation's fall campaign and appeal finished strong with general donations within 1% of 2023. Overall donor retention has been high, with 69% of supporters from the previous year renewing the support. Planning is already underway. Spring campaign with appeal that will focus on hashtag Library Giving Day on April 1st, 2025. The Library Foundation was a grateful recipient of significant gifts from Robert Darcy PNC Charitable Trust, the Johnson Foundation, Dennis B. and Patricia L. Worthen, Mercy Health, the Ed and Joanne Hubert Family Foundation, Bruce G. Smith, Patrick H. Collins, and Janet and Paul Sullivan. And that concludes the Development Committee report.
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Harding.
Hendon. Appreciate it. Now, Ms. Reynolds for the HR Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Harding, and thank you to Kyla Harden, our Human Resources Director, for this report. Starting with our market assessment, we are currently in the final stages of the first phase of our market assessment, led by compensation expert organizational architecture. This assessment focuses on refining job descriptions into a clear, consistent format, evaluating our current position clarifications, and updating our pay scale. Our last review was completed in early 2022, and at that time, we committed to revisiting our compensation structure approximately every 3 years. We anticipate sharing recommendations at the April board meeting, with implementation targeted for the second quarter of this year. Thanks for all our hard work on that. I know we've all been talking about it, so thanks. Rookie of the Year recipient. This report is so fun. We get to celebrate so many people. Okay. We are excited to announce this year's Rookie of the Year recipient is Emily Griffiths. I said that correct? Yes, yes. Our youth librarian at the Blue Ash Branch. Excerpts from Emily's nomination include: since starting at CHPL, Emily has demonstrated exceptional initiative in her role as youth librarian. She has leaned on her previous experience and expertise as a programmer, which helped facilitate the addition of preschool play art and our monthly adult craft night. Both have been an astounding success, with registration filling up within minutes of opening. Through her work, Blue Ash has seen a 41% increase in program attendance from 2023 to 2024, drawing nearly 19,000 customers this year so far. Since 2022, Blue Ash has seen an 86.7% increase in programming attendance, and none of this would be possible without her hard work and determination to evolve our branch's programs. Please join me in congratulating our Rookie of the Year, Emily Griffith.
Emily was not able to make it tonight.
Well, send our extra congratulations
Yes, we
from
will.
us to her.
Thank you.
All right, and our Impact Award and Bunny Daner Prize recipients. We're also excited to share that we have not one, but 2 Impact Award winners and Bunny Daner Prize recipients of $1,000 this year. Joe Armstrong, our Communications Director, and Sarah Doyle, our Library Customer Advisor at the Harrison Branch, are both recipients of this honor. Excerpts from Joe's nominations include: I would like to commend Joe Armstrong for his exceptional project management and planning in executing the hugely successful Meet Me at Maine event. His hard work resulted in tremendous success, drawing over 12,000 attendees and significantly impacting the community. Though Joe worked for what seemed like 3 days straight, every time I saw him, he had a smile on his face, always, full of energy, and was happy to help in any way he could. Joe's leadership and positive attitude helped make the event a success. Joe is a natural leader who rose to the occasion when he took on extra responsibilities for the Maine reopening weekend. Joe is an asset to CHPL and is truly worthy of this award. Congratulations, Joe. Your hard work on this event is greatly appreciated, and your recent promotion to Communications Director is so well deserved. excerpts from Sarah's nominations include: Sarah has been a joy to work with. Sarah has been enthusiastically on board with the changes made to our public floor layout over the last few months and is always customer focused when presenting her opinions. Her ideas have absolutely created positive customer engagement in the branch, increased usage, and made navigating our collection easier. One of Sarah's most fun creative ideas was the Museum of Lost Water Bottles display she put in our display case. These were all items that customers had left behind. She made each item a funny museum title card, and customers loved this display. It was posted on CHPL social media and got over 1,700 likes and several hundred shares. Fox 19 News saw it and published a story about it. Although not an official part of this nomination, it is important to note that Sarah deserves accolades for her leadership on the staff morale team and staff recognition team during her time with CHPL. For many years, Sarah has been the driving force and leader of initiatives such as summer reading, staff edition, the job shadowing team, and planning for the annual staff recognition event. Her work has a positive impact on so many, and her contributions to the library have been exceptional. Please join me in congratulating Sarah Doyle, our Impact Award winner and Bunny Daner Prize recipient. Congrats. Do either of you want to say anything? I don't know. You don't have to. Okay, good. Yes, Joe. Yes. Thank you for all you do.
Joe, do you remember how many steps you did that weekend? Every day it was like 20, 30,000 a day. He probably did 100,000 that weekend. It was crazy. He worked his butt off. Thank you.
We're so grateful for you.
Thanks to both of you for coming to the meeting today.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you for being here.
Yeah, you both made such a positive impact on this organization, and I just want to say that I also feel really grateful to work so closely with both of you in different capacities, so very appreciative.
One more time. And last but certainly not least, speaking of staff recognition, the 12th annual staff recognition program will be held on Sunday, May 18th, 2025 at the main library beginning at 5:30 p.m. with the program to commence at 6:15. This year, service recognition pins will be awarded to all staff reaching a 5-year increment anniversary. This year's event will recognize Emily Griffiths, youth librarian at the Blue Ash Branch, who has been awarded Rookie of the Year, Sarah Doyle, library customer advisor at the Harrison Branch, and Joe Armstrong, communications director, will also be recognized as the Impact Award and Bunny Daner Prize recipients for their contributions and service. We look forward to celebrating those receiving recognition and those being honored for their accomplishments. That concludes my report.
Wonderful. Well, Uno reverse, because you're coming up with the operations committee.
I am. I'm filling in for our friend and yours, retired Judge Nadine Allen, who couldn't be with us tonight, with the operations. Thank you, Kathy Bach, for this report. All right, the Lacey Worley, did I say that right? Lacey Worley, branch manager, Mount Healthy Branch. Hey, Lacey. Lacey Worley is the branch manager at the Mount Healthy Branch, where she has worked since 2019. She earned her master's degree in library science at Drexel University and her undergraduate degree in psychology at Northern Kentucky University. Before becoming manager at Mount Healthy, Lacey held various positions over the past 23 years at CHPL, including student shelver, library services assistant, library service floater, children's librarian, and senior children's librarian. Lacey has served as project lead for the Girl Scout Camp and event at the main library for 2017 through 2019 and is currently serving as co-chair for the staff recognition team, where she has had the opportunity to acknowledge the hard work and achievements of CHPL staff. Lacey, thanks for being here.
Thank you. Hello and good evening, everyone. I would like to start by thanking the Board of Trustees for allowing me the opportunity to speak at today's meeting at the new Mount Healthy Branch. This building was previously a CVS, which closed in August of 2023. It was in December of 2023 that we held our community engagement session and received very positive and enthusiastic feedback from the Mount Healthy community. From the beginning, residents of Mount Healthy, as well as those from surrounding areas, were engaged and looking forward to having a newer and bigger library facility in their neighborhood. The location and layout of the building fit exactly what the community wanted and needed for a new library. Leading up to our grand opening, we held a book bucket brigade on October 17th, 2024, where community officials, library staff, families, and friends gathered to mark the ceremonial last book moved from the old Mount Healthy Branch to the new Mount Healthy Branch. We concluded the event with the placement of ribbon ahead of the ribbon cutting at the grand opening celebration. On November 2nd, 2024, after 73 years of operating at the branch located at 7608 Hamilton Avenue, we opened the new branch at 7700 Hamilton Avenue. Library customers enjoyed crafts, music, a performance from the Mount Healthy cheerleaders, story times, face painting, a very popular photo booth, visits from the Mount Healthy Police and Fire Departments, and a cake decorating demonstration from the local bakery Little Dutch. The grand opening had 1,117 attendees, 12 customers signed up for library cards, and 561 items were checked out that day. The 10,000 square foot facility features a meeting room and study pods that provide plenty of meeting space, a children's area that includes a puppet theater, kitchen set, coloring station, and light board, a teen area for gathering and gaming, a convenient drive-through, sufficient parking, and more. The customer response has been extremely positive. The study pods are consistently in use, and many also enjoy gathering in the new children's area, teen area, and adult reading area, where they can sit in front of a nice fireplace. Comments we have received include, "This used to be my pharmacy. It sure looks different now." "I like what they did with the place. You can't even tell it used to be a pharmacy." "This is such a neat space. I like how open it is." "I really like the fireplace and the multiple seating areas. The mural on the wall in the kids area is beautiful. They did a great job with the location. I will be coming more often." The new Mount Healthy branch is more than just a repository of books. It is a community center that functions and serves various strata of people. I'd like to thank the Board of Trustees, senior leadership, and everyone who was involved in making our grand opening possible. I'd also like to give a special thank you to the Mount Healthy team for all their hard work in preparing to open our new branch for the community. It's only been a few months, but we are very excited and eager to work towards accomplishing the goals we have set for our new branch in 2025. Thank you all so much for your time and support, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Lacey.
Questions
from any board members? Well, speaking for myself, we had so much fun at the event. I spilled coffee all over myself.
Before we cut the ribbon.
It was it was great. But truly, it was such a blast. I thought it was one of the most fun grand openings. Don't tell the other branches that we've had. And the trustees we really enjoyed that photo booth. It's my bookmark currently as well.
Oh, yeah, little mustaches.
But great job. You could really feel everything you just said. The community was so excited to be here. It really felt like a rallying piece. And I think board, it shows us what it's like to repurpose the space in a really real way. But congratulations and thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you so much.
Any other comments, questions? Great. Awesome. All right, custodial contract review to support welcoming spaces. In alignment with CHPL's welcoming spaces priority, we are reviewing our custodial contract to ensure our facilities remain clean and inviting. This process will assess service levels, vendor performance, and industry best practices to enhance the customer and staff experience. A well-maintained facility is essential to community engagement, and this review will help us uphold the library's high standards. Program and event highlights. We are excited to welcome our newest community partner to the Discovery Pass program, Gorman Heritage Farm. Our Discovery Pass allows library customers to visit many of their favorite arts, cultural, and recreational attractions in Hamilton County for free with a library card. Since launching the new ePass software in January 2024, 4,230 passes have been used to access 11 partner venues. We have received great feedback from participants about this service. Quote, "Discovery Pass makes it easy to try new things and check off my Cincinnati bucket list. I didn't know this pass existed, but it is so great to get to go try something new without having to worry about the cost the first time around. It takes the pressure off and allows you to see if you like it. I love this concept. Libraries again for the win." Our family has enjoyed trips to most Discovery Pass locations, many of which we likely would have said over and over that we should go there, but this made it happen. It brought up conversations we otherwise would not have had, broadened our perspectives, and brought us closer as a family and to our city. It gets to the core purposes of the library. Meals and snacks. In 2024, the library provided 58,386 meals and snacks to youth in partnership with UMC Food Ministry. These meals are funded through the USDA's Child Nutrition Program. Staff also distributed 38,856 supplemental snacks for youth thanks to generous support from the Library Foundation. Featured program and events, you all can see those there. February 17th, Cincinnati Black Playwright Meet and Greet, Reading Branch, February 18th, Road to College, at the North Central Branch, February 22nd, Houses and Apartments 101, Do It Yourself Darlin' at the Downtown Main Library, March 5th, Peanut Butter and Jam Sessions at the North Side Branch, March 8th, Backyard Chickens, I have questions, Wyoming Branch, March 16th, Making Irish Dancers at the Downtown Main Library. Happy St. Patrick's Day. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Reynolds. I will turn things back over to Mr. Hendon for the Strategy Committee report.
The Strategic Committee, this is from Michelle Matthews, Community and Employee Engagement Director, and Tara Kressler, Assistant Public Service Director. Free tax prep. The library is again partnering with United Way Free Tax Prep Initiative and the ARP Tax Aid Program to provide tax-free preparation assistance to Hamilton County residences. Tax preparation assistance is available for individuals facing economic barriers on a fixed income, individuals with disabilities, and non-English speakers. The program helps taxpayers take advantage of the earned income tax credits, EITC, and the child tax credit, CTC, two important anti-poverty programs. Hamilton County Jobs and Family Services updates, office hours expansion. Following the successful launch of JFC office hours at Main Library last year, JFC will expand their office hours to include Groesbeck, Price Hill, Reading beginning this month. JFS staff will assist citizens with benefit applications and case inquiries through JFS will not approve cases or issue benefits on site. 2024 fax jobs to JFC. In 2024, library locations faxed 53,908 print jobs to JFC, totaling 476,194 pages. This represents a 14.3% increase in the number of print jobs and a 19.6% increase in the number of pages faxed to JFS. The three top locations for JFS faxing are Groesbeck, Westwood, and North Central. Now, the Hamilton County Public Defender youth-focused training events. Hamilton County Public Defender's Office is hosting an all-day training for public defenders and court-appointed private counsel at the Main Library on March 7th, 2025. This training will bring together youth service organizations, public defender staff, and private attorneys that represent youth. The goal of this event is to work collaboratively together to achieve better outcomes for Hamilton County youth. The training will follow a community-deferred revision event that will take place at the Price Hill Branch Library in February, with the focus on amplifying youth and community voices in youth justice and defense advocacy work. Adaptive technology training. In January 2025, our outreach department staff participated in the adaptive technology training session at the Apple Store. The introduction class provided techniques for assisting adults with vision impairments. The session reviewed iPad visual accessibility settings, voiceover, and other built-in tools. Inspired by what we learned, the team is now developing a tailored training program for nursing facilities. In this program, residents will use library-provided iPads to enhance their accessibility and support. Legislative breakfast event. On February 2024, the library is hosting a legislative breakfast at the Forest Park Branch Library from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Library staff will showcase program services and resources we offer, along with provide a targeted presentation in our state legislation regarding upcoming state budget and the public library fund. PLF is a source of approximately 50% of our library's funding as a percentage of the state's general revenue fund.
Mr. Hendon, I don't think it made it in this report, but I know at some point Ms. Matthews was supposed to deliver a presentation.
Yeah, I screwed up.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
We're at the end now.
You wanna read the report
Do
again?
you want to ad lib on any of this?
Do you want to put your presentation on?
Yeah.
Good job.
I've got it up here, we can kind of flash through it as we
Yeah.
talk. Okay.
All right, our free tax help is provided at 7 library locations throughout the city and the county. This is an increase of 2 additional locations offering this service than in 2024. In 2024, the free tax help program resulted in customers receiving just over $1 million in refunds. This partnership is in coordination with the United Way and the AARP tax program. It is targeted for individuals facing economic challenges or on a fixed income, have disabilities, or are non-English speakers.
Sorry about that.
A key part of this program is to ensure that eligible community members are aware of and receive the Earned Income Tax Credit and/or the Child Tax Credit. Customers can schedule an appointment at chpl.org/tax or ask a librarian at 513-369-6900. Appointments are filling up quickly. The Hamilton County Job and Family Services expansion. Beginning in August of 2024, Hamilton County JFS began meeting with customers at the main library. During these meetings, the JFS Community Resource Team can accept SNAP, Medicaid, OWF, and child care applications and renewals, assist customers with completing electronic or paper applications, provide case-specific information, provide information regarding all JFS services, and provide a warm contact handoff to other JFS departments. Based on the success of this partnership, JFS requested to expand to branch locations. Beginning this month, JFS will meet 1 day each month at Groesbeck, Price Hill, and Reading. The Hamilton County Public Defender's Office. On February 20th, the Public Defender's Office is holding a Community Defender Youth Visioning event at the Price Hill Branch Library. This event will focus on amplifying youth and community voices in youth justice defense advocacy work. Following the event at Price Hill on March 7th, the Public Defender's Office will host a day-long training at the main library featuring national experts in the field. This training will bring together youth-serving organizations, public defenders, and private attorneys that represent youth. The goal of this event is to work collaboratively to achieve better outcomes for youth in Hamilton County. And to
Joe,
be,
can I stop you?
yes.
Can you talk a little bit about how this partnership came to be and what was kind of the work behind the scenes to the benefit of our folks?
Yeah, we were contacted by the Public Defender's Office. They had a meeting with David and I, and they wanted to use our space. They're interested, as you know, many of our locations have large youth backgrounds. We also have a collaboration that we've been doing with the Juvenile Justice Center, delivering books, and also staff visiting the Justice Center on a monthly basis and doing book talks and crafts and activities with the youth in confinement. And they were talking to us about things that the youth were sharing with us. And so they're really trying to come together. There was also an op-ed that was written. It was a collaboration of the youth that were in detention. Their English teacher put it together, and it was published. And the youth really expressed that they need the community to listen to them, that they need their parents to hold them accountable and to set set guardrails for them. They need their teachers. They adore their teachers who adore them, and they need the other teachers to pay attention. They want the community to know that, you know, they have goals and dreams and want to become successful citizens, and they know that they need help. And so the Public Defender's Office is trying to come together with youth providing organizations and bring youth together to talk about how do we achieve this? How do we listen to them, and how do we provide them with the support that they're asking for?
Thank you.
This event will also feature a community resource fair and educational sessions such as interviewing, shifting the balance of power to young people, and emerging adults, an incredible opportunity to expand constitutional protections. And then our adaptive technology training. I'm really excited about this. This is one of Tara's departments, but our outreach department going to the Apple Store and taking this introductory class. It provided valuable techniques to help for assisting adults with vision impairments. And inspired by what they learned, the outreach team is now developing a training program for the nursing facilities. And so they're looking forward to executing that in the near future. Our legislative breakfast is for legislators and elected officials as breakfast and showcase at the Forest Park Branch on Monday, February 24th. It's an opportunity for elected officials and our legislators to learn about the library funding and resources, such as our government resources, workforce development, small business resources, youth literacy, senior programs, and civic engagement programs. In addition, there are other updates in the strategy report on gun locks, distribution, the 513 release bus, and the Denison Culture Survey, which concluded on Friday.
Thank you.
Are there any questions?
Do I complete the report?
If you would like to, sir.
All right, gun lock distribution. In 2024, the library, thank you. In 2024, the library distributed 310 gun locks to the community in collaboration with council member Anna Albee. Moms Demand Action. Cincinnati Police Department, Hamilton County Sheriff's Department, Corrigan Township Police Department, Green Hills Police Department, and the Veterans Administration. This collaboration aims to promote safe storage of firearms in order to protect children from gaining unauthorized access to weapons and potentially harming themselves or others. We're awaiting a new shipment of gun locks from the Cincinnati Police Department to continue this important effort. 513 relief bus, January 14th and 21st, 2025. On January 14th and 21, the library hosted a Hamilton County 513 relief bus to Main Library as a pop-up service in response to the dangerously cold temperatures. These events provide services for 1,000 individuals, including 180 blankets distributed by partners, 158 residents receiving food, clothing, and hand warmers and hygienic kits, 73 engagements conducted by Hamilton County Quick Response Team, Metro Day bus passes providing a gentleman to provide transportation to his job, transportation assistance that provided individuals for appointment and job interviews via bus tickets, referrals to Central Access Point for overnight shelter for 2 residents. Denison Cultural Survey update. The Denison Cultural Survey launched on Monday, January 27th and closed on February 7th. Denison was compiled with the results of providing debrief to senior leadership by the end of February. Following this debriefing, the results will be shared with managers and library staff. Our library has conducted a Denison Culture Survey with our staff since 2021. That concludes that report.
Thank you, Mr. Andy. Now over to Ms. Redden for the technology report.
Thank you, Mr. Harding. This report is information only. Thank you to Holbrook Sample, Technology and Logistics Director. Cybersecurity 2025 update. Our IT division is planning a year's worth of education, planning, and implementation to support network security and incident preparedness. Plans for 2025 include Q1, cybersecurity education with real library and individual stories of incidents and what our library has done to date to protect the network. Q2, safety best practices training. And Q3, additional preparedness training involving tabletop incident response training. We will be working with the Ohio Persistent Cyber Improvement Program, OPCI, offered through the University of Cincinnati. The OPCI educational program guides Ohio local government entities through cybersecurity preparedness levels. Each level of training consists of education, training, exercising, mentoring, and improvement. New antivirus software. We're replacing our current antivirus software, Carbon Black, with 40 EDR?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Let's just call it F from now on.
Okay.
Provides better functionality in protecting our servers and integrates with our current firewalls. Known as the next generation antivirus, F helps prevent malware infections, detects potential threats immediately, and shrinks the attack surface or area of vulnerability of our servers. Additionally, F is substantially less expensive than the current product, which is always good. New fiber optic cabling at Maine. The library has updated the fiber optic cabling in the north and south buildings of Maine. The upgrade was needed because of the age and speed limitations of the current fiber, which was installed when the north building was built in 1995. Our new core switches and storage solution can handle 40 gig speeds, representing a significant speed improvement, and the new fiber optic cabling is single mode, which will run up to 100 gig speeds. Statistical highlight. The statistical highlight features the work of information technology over 2024. And that concludes my report. Mr. Harding.
Thank you. All right, last thing, I need a motion and voice vote for approval of the consent items.
I would make a motion for the consent items.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. And lastly, a motion to adjourn.
I would make a motion to.
Second.
All right,
All in favor?
Aye.
thank you.